Welcome back, dear viewers. Now we are joined over the phone by Ambassador Gamal Bayoumi, former Assistant Foreign Minister, who is going to shed more light on the current visit by Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli to Qatar. Good afternoon, Mr. Ambassador.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Good, sir. So how do you see the timing of the holding of the second World Summit for Social Development and the importance of Egypt's participation in this event?
It is a continuous process. Always we are attending and we are initiating many occasions like that. So it's not a matter of timing. It is always our engagement to be present in Africa. And one good thing I am proud about as Egyptian ambassador, that we are the most accepted face in Africa since the pharaonic time, where our grandfather went by ships all over the continent, on the eastern side and on the western side, and even through the river Nile. They went deep enough in the continent. And I visited many countries in Africa where the king of one country is proud that he has pharaonic origin. In Cameroon, where I was representing Egypt as an ambassador, there are some tribes, they present themselves as the generation coming from the old Egyptian time, things like that. And of course, later on, during the time of Muhammad Ali Pasha and the discoveries of the river Nile, since Gamal Abdel Nasser, of course, and his initiatives about the African Union and fighting against colonialism, and now we are still a leading force in Africa, and we are defending this continent, because really Africa is, it's not fair what Africa is treated from the rich countries. And once I was asking our colleagues from Europe, the money flow from Africa to Europe is much more than the money coming from Europe to Africa, because they are paying the invoice of their imports, they are paying their debts, and so on, much more than they can export or they can attract foreign direct investment. That's why the initiative of our president during the Sharm el-Sheikh conference a couple of years ago, when he invited the donor countries to come to use the Egyptian experience in Africa with some donors' finance. China responded positively. Japan also responded positively. Here now, our Prime Minister is defending this idea of going to Africa to explore its possibilities in order to make Africa much more able to attract foreign direct investment and to export, in order to produce more, to employ more and more of their citizens in Africa.
Also, sir, Doha hosted the first edition of the Summit Against Hunger and Poverty. How do you see the importance of addressing these issues now?
Very important role, and we do not accept at all to have anybody who is hungry in any country, or especially in our country. And of course, the solidarity between the whole parties of the society is very strong in a country like Egypt. So I think our Prime Minister has a lot to say about our experience. We have many funds in Egypt to support the needy classes, and as Egyptian, I am not satisfied at all until I feel that all the people around me are well fed and are well employed, and that is the task not only of the government, but every single citizen of us. We must make sure that nobody is without a job around us, nobody is without his sandwich of food and tamir every day. This is the least we can do. So the initiative is very good, the timing is very good, and it is, in my opinion, as I said before, it's a continuous process. We shall do it. We have the Egyptian Africa Fund for development in Africa, which is really supporting Africa by sending many of our experts. Al-Azhar al-Sharif is sending many of his sheikhs and teachers. We are hosting in Egypt thousands of Africans to study in Egypt. This is also one thing we are giving to our brothers in the African continent and even to the Arab world.
So, sir, one final question. How has recent developments, including the war on Gaza crisis in Sudan, impacted the social developments in the Arab world?
Of course, this is very negative. It has a very negative impact. And it's not only Sudan and Gaza and Libya. Syria is occupied by 5 different countries. Lebanon is not in good shape. Gaza and Palestine you mentioned. Libya on our western party. Sudan is not in good health at all. Somalia is divided. So we have to make sure that we can change this. The good element we have that Egypt is a very acceptable face, and as we have seen lately in a couple of days before, that all the Palestinian parties came to Cairo to discuss the matter with our help, because our interest is much more to support them to come democratically with a government which everybody is accepting for the future.
Yes, I'd like to thank you, Ambassador Gamal Bayoumi, former Assistant Foreign Minister. Thank you for being with us, and the viewers, a short break, and we'll be back with Panorama News, so stay tuned.